What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including more fuel to the huge Royal Rumble surprise rumors, another former women's champion returning to the Rumble, another WWE superstar requesting his release, Randy Orton's COVID complication, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. And now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, our first story looks at more fuel to the huge Royal Rumble surprise rumors. Topping today's news is even more evidence that Ronda Rousey will compete in this Saturday's Royal Rumble match. PW Insider's Mike Johnson recently reported at least one WWE official flew after TV last week to California to meet with Rousey. We can also confirm that according to WWE sources, Rousey's makeup artist and stylist when she last wrestled for WWE, Abraham Esparza, is slated to be at the pay-per-view and Raw this coming weekend. We're told that has been locked in for weeks and weeks. Now, if Mike's report is accurate, the baddest woman on the planet is ready to make a long-awaited return to the WWE. However, Johnson's report suggests that is not a done deal. In speaking to a number of sources who are intricately aware of Rumble plans, we were told that it's all on Rousey and whether she wants to pull the trigger on the return, but the company is ready for it and wants it for WrestleMania. Rousey versus Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair would obviously add some juice to WrestleMania 38 if they go in that direction. As we've commented in our previous videos, a Rousey return will shake up the pecking order in the WWE's women's division, as Rowdy Ronda will undoubtedly be the focus of the division over the next few months leading into WrestleMania. While this may hurt the morale in the women's division, it's likely the WWE sees big money in Rousey's return and a major Mania matchup, which means the women's undercard will be in limbo until at least after Mania. Rousey's return is particularly interesting, but she may not be the only female main eventer showing up this Saturday. As next up, another former WWE Women's Champion returning to the Rumble. Add another former main eventer to the list of potential returns at the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble. As reported earlier, former Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey's name has been mentioned as possibly showing up this Saturday, but she's not the only one. Fightful Select reports a number of wrestlers are under the impression that Asuka could be on her way back, something we suggested in our recent Royal Rumble Wildcards video. The Empress of Tomorrow is rumored to be cleared for action, so are you hoping that she's going to be there? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, WWE loading up Elimination Chamber show. The WWE semi-annual Saudi Arabia event will be here soon, and they are already loading up the show. No surprise, since Saudi Arabia's sports authority expects la creme de la creme given all the money they fork out for the 2 shows per year. Our wrestling news' Paul Davis recently reported on some of the names mentioned for its Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, Seth freaking Rollins, and Bobby Lashley are among the top names scheduled to appear on the show. Of course, none of these stars can compare to the following fantastic announcement that WWE is also advertising Mansoor. Currently, there's no word on whether Veer is coming to this show though. Next up, another WWE superstar requesting his release. As the WWE has another superstar requesting a release from the company, the second known request following Mustafa Ali's highly publicized request to be let go. PW Insider's Mike Johnson has the dirt saying, "We can confirm that Brian Kendrick, who has most recently been working as a producer on NXT and 205 Live, requested a release from the company weeks ago and has not been at any TV tapings in Orlando in some time." We are told Kendrick has been waiting for a release for at least 6 weeks. Kendrick, 42, last wrestled for WWE in October 2020 on the 205 Live brand, but did an angle in December on WWE NXT TV with Joe Gacy. There's no word on what Kendrick's reasons for the request are, but we will continue following this story. Next up, Randy Orton's COVID complication. Randy Orton missed several weeks from Raw last June, leading to speculation where the legend killer was. Now Orton has revealed just what happened while he was out in 2021. The Viper spoke with the Ring of Wrestling show explaining, "In June I got COVID. I missed 7 weeks of TV because my blood inflammation levels were so high that they were worried. I lost 20 pounds during COVID. I had it so bad. I was stink skinny, stick thin. I had a chance to rebuild. I'm either going to do it this way or I'm going to do it that way." Randy went on to explain how he went about getting back into in-ring shape. "I cut the alcohol, I cut the sugar, I started training a little harder. I started seeing another physical therapist for some issues with my shoulder and my back because we were always staying up on those injuries. Here we are 6 months later, and I'm feeling the best I've felt physically since I can remember, to be honest with you. It's hard to disagree with Orton's take on things, as he looked fantastic since returning from his health-related sabbatical. Orton has been at the top of his game in the ring and also on the microphone, as he's shown a little bit more humor in his unlikely team with Matt Riddle. Orton is the only wrestler who had to deal with COVID-related complications. You may also recall recently released WWE superstar Keith Lee had serious COVID complications, with things looking dicey for the limbless one. While Orton's case doesn't sound as bad as Lee's, it's a reminder of how quickly COVID-19 can turn very serious. Next up, Nick Khan talks outsiders interested in buying WWE. And Nick Khan has accomplished a lot since becoming WWE President and Chief Revenue Officer, but is he preparing the company for sale? Well, some people think so based on Khan's work in restructuring the WWE, trimming its roster and making lucrative deals with media partners such as licensing the WWE Network to the Peacock streaming service. A recent article in the Sports Business Journal revealed, the WWE has undergone so many changes since Khan joined in August 2020 that rumors have run rampant that the WWE is prepping itself for a sale. Khan said that the company has taken some inbound calls from companies looking to buy, but he stressed that WWE is not in active conversations trying to sell the company and is not actively looking to sell. If the WWE isn't being prepped for a sale, what is Khan's motivation for making some drastic changes to the company? Well, according to a report, it's all about changing the corporate mentality and outside world's perception of the WWE. Khan was struck by the attitude of some WWE staffers, most of whom were not steeped in the intricacies of media. Some of them, he said, acted as though they were fortunate just to have a seat at the table. They were content to negotiate with executives far down the chain of command. Khan believed that business attitude, not to mention an overall knowledge of the media marketplace, needed to change at WWE. Vince believed that WWE was at a place where it had earned a seat at the adult table, but others in the company didn't see it that way. Now this makes sense, as wrestling has also been perceived negatively by the mainstream media, and while some people still look down at sports entertainment, there's no denying that the media companies are starving for content and that the WWE is a proven source of content that people will pay to watch. Given Khan's success with negotiating lucrative deals with Fox, the USA Network, the Peacock streaming service and international outlets, there's no question he recognizes the WWE's value and will work hard to ensure the WWE squeezes every dollar it can when it licenses out its content. Khan's success with transforming the WWE along with the company's business profits makes it likely he will continue to have a major role in the company, with some insiders and fans believing he may be Vince McMahon's designated successor. While McMahon is known for his mercurial ways, it's difficult to argue with Khan's success. Next up, Shawn Michaels on the NXT chopping block. Is two-time WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels at risk of being released from his job in NXT 2.0? Well, that's a question some fans can't help but ask following the release of so many of Triple H's confidants. Dave Meltzer recently discussed how the Heartbreak Kid has been busy in Triple H's absence, but could Michaels be on his way out? Well, Wrestling Inc.'s Matthew Wilkinson doesn't think so, reporting, WWE has released a lot of people backstage lately, but it's not expected that Shawn Michaels will fall into that category. William Regal, Gabe Sapolsky, and Road Dogg were all recently let go, and they were seen as Triple H's guys. Of course, HBK and the Game are good friends as well, but Shawn does not appear to be in any danger. Now, there's another reason Michaels won't likely be leaving, and it has nothing to do with Mr. WrestleMania's friendship with Triple H. The WWE has known that Michaels would be scooped up by AEW in a heartbeat if the WWE ever let him go, an embarrassing situation if the showstopper were to ever jump to AEW. And finally, NXT's incredible music guest. And last but not least, NXT 2.0 continues to blaze a new trail for Vince McMahon's vision of what a WWE development program should be, as seen by the awesome appearance of singer Ollie J. Jay performed her song Make 'Em Fall, and while wrestling fans might be unfamiliar with Jay, there was no mistaking her awe-inspiring appearance. Jay was accompanied by the heel duo of Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams during the 25th January edition of NXT. But there you have it, guys, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.